There are two main objectives. First, to demonstrate the correct techniques and steps to reconstitute powdered medication in vial. Second, to demonstrate how to transfer the solution from vial to an infusion bags. What is vial reconstitution? Reconstitution is the process of adding a diluent to a powdered medication to prepare a solution or suspension prior to administration. Why this is needed? This is because certain medications only remain active for a short period of time in the form of solution. How it is used? These medications are supplied in powder form are required to be reconstituted into solution before use. For example, drugs that are administered intravenously or intramuscularly. Pre-preparation. First, clean room. Cytotoxic drugs reconstitution shall be carried out in CDR safety cabinet or isolator in a clean room. Next is pharmacies. They need to gather and countercheck all the worksheets, labels, and starting materials. Worksheets and labels should be covered in plastic covers. Last is starting materials. Sprayed and swabbed with alcohol 70% when they are moved into a pass box or airlock. Did you know? For cytotoxic drug reconstitution, a cytotoxic drug reconstitution CDR, safety cabinet or isolator shall be used. A biosafety cabinet is recommended for antibiotic preparations while a laminar flow cabinet is sufficient for other preparations.
Preparation of powdered vial. Preparation of powdered vial required special precaution in order to ensure the potency of the drugs, to reduce risk of contamination to and from the product, and to ensure the personnel safety. Part 1. Withdrawal of diluent from diluent bottle. Place the vial containing powdered medication and the diluent on the bench of clean CDR cabinet. Next, half unwrap the syringe and needle and attach the needle to syringe without touching the critical sites of the syringe. Put the assembled syringe and needle aside to be used later. Remove the lids of the vial and diluent bottle and swab the rubber bands with alcohol 70%. Then, pull in required volume of air into the syringe. Place the diluent bottle upright in a vertical position and hold firmly. The syringe is positioned at 45 degrees and the needle is placed on the rubber band of the diluent with the bevel pointing upward. Next, push the needle down and pierce the needle through the rubber band. Invert the whole set with the diluent bottle on the top of the syringe. Pull the syringe slightly downwards, then push upwards slowly to withdraw the diluent into the syringe. This is known as pulse technique. This technique is repeated until required volume of diluent is transferred into the syringe. The diluent bottle is placed on the working cabinet bench top again before the needle is pulled out. If there is any air bubbles in the syringe, the air bubbles should be removed before the diluent is added into the vial containing powder. Part 2. Adding diluent into vial containing powder. To add the diluent into the vial, the syringe is positioned at 45 degrees and the needle is placed on the rubber band of the vial with the bevel pointing upward. Then, push the needle down and pierce the needle through the rubber band. The plunger is pushed down slowly until the entire volume of diluent in the syringe is transferred into the vial. Pull the plunger back to its initial position to ensure that there is no pressure difference within and outside the vial. After that, slowly pull the needle out of the rubber. The needle should be discarded into the sharp bin. Let the vial stand and swirl it for a few minutes to ensure the powder are fully dissolved. The freshly prepared drug solution is now ready for use.
How to transfer from vial to infusion bag? There are two parts of procedure on how to transfer from vial to infusion bag. 1. Withdraw drug solution from the vial. First, swap the rubber band using 70% alcohol. Next, use a new syringe, pull required volume of air. Next, place the vial upright and vertical. Hold the vial firmly. Position the syringe at 45 degrees and needle onto the rubber band. Next, bevel needs to pointing upward. Push the needle down while pierce the needle through the rubber band. Invert the whole set with the vial on top. Here are some tips for you while inverting the set. Do not push too much air into and avoid positive pressure develop in the vial to prevent aerosolization. This is called pulse technique. Next, place the vial on working cabinet bench top. And lastly, pull the needle out. Part 2 is transfer the drug solution from syringe to infusion bags. First, remove the caps of infusion bag. Next, swap the rubber bands with sterile alcohol 70%. Fix the injection port with 0.2 micrometer filter. Next, inject the solution from the syringe into the infusion bag through the filter. Remove the syringe, filter, and needle at the injection port. Next, swap the rubber band with alcohol and seal it. Inspect the presence of foreign materials in the infusion bag. If there is presence of foreign materials, ensure that the infusion set used contains a filter. Last but not least, label the infusion bag and ready to use.
Do's and don'ts that you should know when preparing the vial powder reconstitution and transferring drug solution from a vial to the infusion bag. Ensure to run the cabinet for a minimum of 20 to 30 minutes before start. For aseptic processing, a minimum of 2 personnel shall be involved in production at all times. These personnel shall counter-check each other in terms of accuracy of measurement. One must check the label to make sure it is the correct medicine. One should check the expiry date on the vial. Do tap the syringe with your finger to remove the air bubbles. One should agitate and roll the vial to make sure that all the drug dissolve in the diluent. If there are a lot of air bubbles in the vial, do let it settle. Transfer the drug solution from syringe into infusion bag once you are ready. One should also check that the infusion solution is free of haziness, particles, and discoloration. Check the infusion bag's wrapper to make sure it is in a good condition. Lay the infusion bag on a clean surface. One should inject the medicine into the bag through the center of the injection port. Discard the needle into sharp bin. Do invert the infusion bag at least 5 times to ensure mixing before starting the infusion. Don'ts. Do not use an expired medicine. Do not use the medicine if there are presence of particles, cloudiness, or discoloration. Do not bend or touch the needle on the syringe. One should not pull the needle out of the rubber band too quickly to avoid any spillage of drug onto the bottle cap. Do not leave the needle uncovered once it is not used. Do not pierce the infusion bag while transferring the drug solution by always observing the needle. In conclusion, well-trained and qualified personnel play an important role in preparation and dispensing of cytotoxic drug that requires reconstitution. Correct techniques is crucial to ensure the sterile preparation are of high quality, safe, and effective. Appropriate flow of material and aseptic technique should be practiced at all times to prevent cross-contamination of product. Thank you for watching.